Hello, and welcome to the conclusion of Fallout 76's Steel Dawn expansion with Old Man McRib. In our last episode, we begrudgingly helped the Brotherhood of Steel raid an old Enclave base so they could try to call home to California. In the end, Paladin Romani trashed the transmitter, Night Shin got all pissed off about it, they both asked for Old Man McRib's loyalty, and were of course laughed. In the end, they received an emergency alert that Fort Atlas was under attack, so we've all rushed back to save the day. Now we'll head inside to find Scribe Valdez, the only one of these jokers who seems to have a functioning brain, and learn what the most useless Brotherhood initiate of all time will need to do to stave off disaster.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. I don't know how much longer we could hold out without you. Atlas is under attack. These big mutant people blew a hole right through the wall of the substructure and came pouring through.
A mutant attack now, of all times. Unbelievable.
Scribe, status report. How many hostiles? Where are they now?
Dozens of mutants. I couldn't get a good count. We fought them back into the substructure and set up a makeshift barricade. We're holding them below for now, but it's only a matter of time before they break through.
So we just gonna stand around, or are we gonna go kill some mutants?
Please go kill them. That is why I called you back here.
Agreed. The other initiates are fighting and dying down there while we twiddle our thumbs.
Then let's get to it.
Hurry.
And with that, we'll follow this not-so-merry band of militaristic ideologues into the Atlas substructure and learn just how they plan on fighting off the super mutant threat.
Good. Our initiates held. And the barricade's still standing.
It looks like things have calmed down. Is this the last of the attackers?
Unlikely. Hostiles have been hitting in waves for hours now. Our scouts, the ones who've returned, reported the tunnels crawling with mutants.
Then we need a plan of attack. This threat won't take care of itself. We'll go on the offensive, take the fight to them.
We can barely hold a position of strength. Engaging superior numbers head-on would be suicide.
Hold on a minute. Nobody told me I was signing up for a suicide mission. No thanks, Romani. I don't plan on dying for either of you today.
Thank you, Initiate. At least some of us still have some common sense.
I see your indecision has given way at last, Initiate.
What's gotten into all of you? This is no time for bickering. Look, I think there's a way we can make the plan a success. I have some explosive charges. I was waiting to plant them as our last line of defense, but maybe we can put them to better use. If we go into the tunnels and find their points of entry, we can destroy them and prevent any more mutants from attacking.
A surgical strike. I suppose that could work.
What's the matter, Shin? You too chicken to pull off a daring assault?
Don't question my bravery, Initiate. I've been through more than you know. Fine. But the Initiate will plant the bombs, and I will control the detonator. Scribe Valdez will stay behind and command the barricade, in case we don't make it.
Very well, Shin. If that's the price of your cooperation, then I'll pay it. If only to hold our Brotherhood together a little longer.
A little longer? What? Oh, never mind. I can wait. Here are the bombs. I'll stay here and do what I can for the wounded. Good luck. I believe in you. All of you.
Yeah, believing in me is probably a mistake, Scribe Valdez. I'm very sorry. You seem like a wonderful human being who most people would not want to disappoint, but Old Man McRib is not most people. So my plan at this point was to put on my Chinese stealth armor and just sneak my way through here. The whole goal is to reach the entry point and plant bombs so we can block it from future access. So, being a sneaky geriatric ninja with a Chinese stealth suit, I thought that seemed like a good idea. And it was, until I reached the very, very end of the line, and stealth just decided that it doesn't work anymore, which is pretty unfortunate. It's really disappointing to me that they just killed stealth in a scenario where it would make sense to be able to use it, but the good news is I did manage to plant 3 of the 4 explosives before getting myself killed and realizing I'd have to come back with a more violent approach. Sadly, if you die at that point in the quest, you still respawn all the way back at the beginning. So I needed to make my way back through all the caves, fighting the super mutants that my utterly useless Brotherhood of Steel superiors failed to kill. To do that, I switched to my trusty pump-action shotgun and relied heavily on crippling limbs to slow them down. Old Man McRib can take on one super mutant with his walking cane, maybe even two on occasion, but big packs of them are an entirely different issue. Occasionally, Romani and Shin would show up and distract the mutants, but they do very little damage, so for the most part, I had to go it alone. Eventually, after finally making my way through all the fighting, I found an opening in the chaos and planted the final bomb. Now the Brotherhood would be able to blow the bombs and seal off the area, preventing future super mutant incursions. After retreating to a safe distance, Scribe Valdez will remotely detonate the charges. Of course, there are tons of super mutants to fight off along the way. And while the quest marker tells me to stop and watch the fireworks, with all these super mutants on the attack, that's pretty hard to do. So I'm just going to do my best to cripple as many of them as I can and keep them from taking me down. And then eventually we have a new quest marker to use the elevator to return to the surface. And of course, that's back the way we came, so it looks like all of these super mutants are gonna have to die. And I can't think of any better way to do that than to cripple them and beat them to death with my walking cane. We've got a few more to go. Oh, look at that. Night Shin even killed one. He was actually useful for 5 seconds of his life. And despite there being lots of mutants left to go, there's only one between me and the elevator. So we'll take him down. Nothing our walking cane can't handle when it's just one mutant. Make our way up the platform, onto the elevator, and escape back upstairs. Despite using this elevator, and there being no threats here, it's still quite a hike to get back upstairs. You've got to go back basically through all these caves to get back where you started, so I'm not exactly sure what the benefit of that was, but that's okay. We'll run past a few super mutant corpses and eventually make our way back to the Fort Atlas substructure and then find the door to go upstairs and speak to the Brotherhood about the end of the quest. That's right. This quest is basically over. Despite it being the finale of Steel Dawn, it's pretty quick and simple. I edited around a lot of fighting to keep it from being tedious, but it wasn't all that time consuming. Let's see what the Brotherhood has to say.
The mission was a success and Fort Atlas is safe. Our decisive action drove the enemy from our home, as it has in the past and will in the future.
We survived the attack, but now you need to answer for what you did at the transmitter. It was inexcusable.
Okay, what happened? You've been at each other's throats since you returned. I should have known something was wrong.
Yeah, Romani really messed up that transmitter. Sheer carnage, sparks everywhere.
She did what now?
I destroyed the transmitter. The Elders are blind to the good we can do. We need to break free from their influence.
You only did this to escape responsibility for that incident. You can't bear to face the judgment of the Elders.
The Elders would have us stand trial for crimes we didn't commit. Your own sense of guilt is blinding you to that.
It's clear you can't be reasoned with. I don't know why I bothered trying. These new mutants are a threat that demands our unity. For now. Enjoy your success while you can, Romani. It won't last forever.
Do what you will, Shin. Cool your head and come back when you're ready to cooperate.
I don't know what to say. Paladin Romani has always butted heads with the Elders, but cutting ourselves off entirely? And I've never seen Night Shin behave that way toward a superior officer. His rage has taken complete control of his senses.
Yeah, you're right. They're both absolutely nuts. I'm speechless too.
They each have beliefs so strong they die for them. Those passions drive them forward, but leave no room for compromise. It's clear this rift won't heal easily. There's too much animosity between those two now. I still believe that they can come together in the end, though. I plan to do everything I can to make that happen. We've been through a lot. I need some time to think. Ad Victoriam, Initiate. Until next time.
And with that, we complete the quest, The Best Defense. We'll get some run-of-the-mill quest rewards for this, along with some XP. But of those rewards, the most interesting is probably that we get a plasma cutter. It's a non-legendary plasma cutter. To get the good ones, you've got to get the plan from daily ops, and then you can roll them at the purveyor and have them drop from enemies. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to bring us to the end of the Steel Dawn quest line. If it feels a little anticlimactic to you, well, it does to me too. And that's because eventually there's going to be more quests added where we're going to continue this storyline. But for now, this is where we're left, at this great divide between Paladin Romani and Knight Shin. Now, in the past, the Fallout 76 developers have referred to the next part of this as Fractured Steel, but then I've heard other things where they're kind of combining it, so I'm not exactly sure how it's going to play out or when the new quests are going to come, but it's obvious that this story isn't over. There's more to come, and Old Man McRib will definitely go along for the ride. I hope that you will join me for that in the future. I'm undecided at this point if I'll continue doing a series like this for Old Man McRib, or if we might just do a series of live streams to complete these quests. That might be another way to do it. As they say, I will burn that bridge when I come to it, but for now, we've reached the end of Steel Dawn. I do hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. If you did, be sure to go ahead and subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. You can follow me on Twitter at Fisty McRib. There's always a lot more to come on the channel. In between story seasons here, in between story drops here with Fallout 76, on Sundays I will still have a Fallout 76 related upload. It'll probably be a lore video, because I think that probably fits pretty well when there's no quests to do. But we'll figure all those things out as we go. Next week, I'm going to take Sunday off because I've got a lot on my plate in the real world. But after that, keep an eye on the channel throughout the week and on Sundays for more Fallout 76 content. I do hope to see you next time. Till then, I'm Fisty McRib.